Welcome to Parlays, Payouts, and the Wagering Wolves with your hosts Robert Phillips and Bryson Granstra.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Parlays, Payouts, and the Wagering Woes. I am your host, Robert Phillips. This is my co-host, Bryson Granstra. Bryson, say hi.
Hello.
Wow, so that was an exciting day of Thanksgiving Day football. We hit that big parlay. It's going viral right now, so that's pretty cool. It's a big moment for us, but we're not going to really talk about what the games were or what we did, but it was pretty amazing.
It was exceptional. That is true.
I can't believe that last second touchdown in the Packers and Dolphins game. Woof. But yeah.
That Chiefs Raiders one was a doozy.
It was a doozy for someone, that's for sure. But all right, we'll move on to the this week, the Chargers and the Ravens. You want to lead us off?
That would be the Chargers and the Falcons.
What did I say? Oh, did I say the Ravens?
You did the Monday night game for last week.
Yeah, it was a good one.
That's a good one. It actually was a good one. So I am off of the Falcons. Every time I want them to win, they never do. I think the Chargers are a pretty decent team. So even though it's at Atlanta, I'm still going Chargers.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I think the Chargers offense is actually pretty good. Despite what happened last week, they dropped like 4 or 5 open passes to receivers. And if they would have caught any one of those, the game would have been completely different.
Yeah.
Overtime, if not, the Chargers just straight up winning.
Yeah, I think the Chargers will win. The next, we have the Indianapolis Colts versus New England Patriots. I just want to say it's funny how this game doesn't mean anything, but like 15 years ago, this would have been like the game of the year.
Yeah, I think this game still. I don't think either team is definitely out of the playoffs yet.
No, they're both playing bad divisions, so yeah.
And I think the Colts are kind of hanging on. Anthony Richardson, he's looking like Superman one week and then looking like Clark Kent on NyQuil next week. What's it going to be this week? What do you think?
Well, so he looked good the week before, and then last week he looked bad, but they were playing the Lions. And the Lions kind of kicked the crap out of everybody.
So if we're being honest, then he probably still played pretty good.
Yeah, I would say I think the Colts. I think the Colts are, like I mentioned before we had that great parlay this Thanksgiving, how the real season begins now, and I do think Anthony Richards is starting to kind of find his groove a bit. So I pick Indy.
Some are calling him the next Lamar Jackson. I called him that one time.
You called him that?
Yeah, not to his face. He never heard me. I don't know if he'd appreciate it or not. It's a compliment, but
I mean, Lamar is a 2-time MVP, so
yeah, probably not going to be 3 times this year.
No, I don't think so. I think we could bet on that. We could have a conversation about who we think the MVP is. I think that's a 2 race, but we can get into that later.
What do you think about Drake May? You think he's been playing pretty good, or?
I think he's got a good future. I do. I mean, I think it kind of depends on how that coaching staff works, because I have no idea how Gerard Mayo is going to do long term. Yeah, I don't know. We'll kind of see. We'll kind of see how they do. But I mean, he seems like he's all right though. He's capable.
Really, both teams are like 2 drunks fighting over the last seat on a bus, sloppy, desperate, and going nowhere fast.
Yeah, and I'm still picking Indy. Let's see here. The next game we have the Houston Texans versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Are the Houston Texans a good football team? I don't know.
I do know that the Jaguars are not.
Very valid point. I'm so confused about the Texans, and I think everybody is. I think there was a lot of hype around them this year, and they've ebbed, they've flowed.
This game here, I would definitely say, is the Texans.
It is the Texans to lose. I would 100% agree. If they lose, Jacksonville is.
I don't know for sure if Trevor Lawrence is going to be back for this game or not.
don't know. I don't know. But
I think if he does play, even though I still think he sucks as a quarterback, I think if he does play though, the Jaguars could win, could make it close. But overall, I pick the Texans.
yeah, it's kind of like, are the Houston Texans? Which Houston Texans show up? Like some weeks they look good. That week where they were blowing out Detroit and then they ended up choking at the end. Yeah, just sometimes they just look great, and then other times they look totally inept. I mean, I'm with you. I think Houston. When is Jacksonville just going to leave Jacksonville and move to England? That's the real question.
I think within the next 3 years.
I do too. I don't see.
It's embarrassing when you watch one of those games and you look at the stands.
Yeah.
There's like nobody there.
Yeah, I agree. I think they should just move him to England, get into that market. They can be the Manchester Jaguars.
I don't know if that's a good one.
Or I don't know, rechange the name, but get out of Jacksonville and go to England.
Don't they usually play in Wembley? Is it Wembley?
Yeah, it is Wembley.
So it has to be the Wembley. What's something with a W? The Wembley
Wieners.
Wembley Wabbit.
Wembley Wabbit.
I'm just throwing things out there.
The Wembley.
All right, but yeah, so we got the Texans winning that one.
Yeah, and the next game, we have the Seattle Seahawks at the New York Jets. Who do you got?
Seahawks. 100% Seahawks. I will not pick the Jets. If you tell me to pick the Jets, we might fight. I might get on a plane tonight. Say it. Say Jets. See what happens. You know that? Remember that clip of Family Guy with Peter and the chicken, or the chicken rooster, whatever, and they're just boom, 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 going at it all over the place? That's going to be me and you if you tell me you want to pick the Jets and put that shit on our parlay.
I have learned my lesson. I am out of the Jets business. Not going with the Jets. I think the Seahawks they're fighting for a playoff position right now. And the Jets are fighting for who's going to be their head coach next year and probably their quarterback. So
I've seen rumors that they might get rid of Aaron Rodgers this season.
I've heard that. The general, not the general manager, the owner has wanted to bench him.
Yeah, which is hilarious. It would also be funny. I've seen one thing about him getting cut and then being signed by the Raiders. How funny that would be after Devontae wanted to get out and then goes over there and then boom, back over.
Yeah. You know, he almost went to the Raiders back in 2007. They almost traded Randy Moss for Aaron Rodgers back in 2007, but they put the nix on it, like towards the.
I don't know how I would have felt about that, to be honest.
And so he was.
I'm not a big Aaron Rodgers guy, and
we don't.
I love my Raiders. I love my Raiders, but back in 2007, it didn't matter who our quarterback was going to be. With that coaching staff and everything, nobody was going anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we have very different opinions about Aaron Rodgers, and maybe we can get into that someday.
I think that's because you're a cheesehead.
He's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
You're a stupid cheesehead.
Every statistic says
you wear cheese on your head. Your fans look like SpongeBob.
You wear a bracelet around your ankle that says that you can't go outside your house.
That's a personal thing. That has nothing to do with Raider fans. That's me and my life. And don't bring that into this.
How many people do you think have to get permission from their parole officers to attend Raider games every weekend?
Most Raider fans that I know are upstanding citizens. They abide by the law after their first or second offense.
Definitely. All right. The next game, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Cincinnati Bengals. I think it'll be a good game. I think the Bengals are kind of floundering a little bit. They have a really good offense, but their defense.
This game is going to be a shootout. I can guarantee that.
Yeah, definitely. So
can you see what our over under is right there?
The over under is.
I would predict like 50. I would bet the over.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's going to be balls to the walls. I think if you're going to watch a noon game, I think this might be, and you don't have a dog in the fight, I think you should watch this one. I'm agree with you. I think it's going to be a shootout. But I do think
I
that
would. I was gonna say who I would pick right now, but then I stopped because I don't really know who. I think I would go with. I think I'd go with the Steelers right now.
I think so too. I think offensively they're probably close. Since probably has a better offense. Pittsburgh has a way better defense. Like
Yeah, I think the Steelers.
they have a way more consistent pass rush. I don't think anybody on Cincy is going to be able to block TJ Watt. I mean, all it might take is just one turnover, one strip sack, and yeah, I would go Pittsburgh. The next game, we have the Tennessee Titans versus the Washington Commanders. Who do you got? This is an interesting one.
I'd 100% have Washington in this one. I think it will be a fun game. But I think Washington bounces back and wins. They're on a losing streak right now, I believe.
Yeah, they kind of blew one against Dallas. Well, I say they blew one against Dallas, but that game should have went into overtime.
But even going into overtime against the Cowboys is blowing it against Dallas.
Yeah, but there's a division game. I always kind of I always put those at like division game kind of they can. I mean, how the hell did the Raiders beat the Chiefs last year?
You're saying a lot of things, sir, and some of them aren't making sense. That's all I want to say. This division game or not, I stand by what I said.
I think we will disagree on not having any prevalence into their victory, but I am with you. I do think that Washington wins.
Right.
The next game, we have the Arizona Cardinals versus the Minnesota Vikings. About 4 weeks ago, this game would have been a one-sided ass whooping, but maybe not now. Who do you got?
Whoever wins, they win in a shootout. So I want to tell you right now, I would take the over.
The over it would be 44.5.
I would take the over all day.
I agree.
That feels low. Oh, man.
It's in Minnesota, if that makes a difference to you.
I think I would go with the Vikings right now. I think if you put a gun to my head for some reason, I don't know why you would do that first off, but
it could happen.
And then you asked me this question because you needed it for the answer of our parlay. I think I would go with the Vikings right now.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. I think the fact that it's in Minnesota is a hard place to play. They're a good team. They're a good football team. They have a really good offense. Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's going to be a track meet, though. It's going to be just back and forth, a lot of lead changes.
Sir, it's going to be a football game.
It's going to be a football game, track meet.
Like they're doing two different sports at once?
Little 3-foot Kyler Murray is going to be running around. This is his actual size, by the way. He's going to be, and then he's going to throw the ball. Throw the ball. Marvin Harrison Jr.
So I really don't feel comfortable with the side. Can we just put the over as our parlay?
Yeah.
Let's do that. I think because we're scared.
Don't be scared.
Go to smart bitches. Yeah.
1 second.
Are you marking down our previous?
Like you want me to add the stuff for the parlay from Thursday and Friday?
No.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah, gotcha. I feel you, dog. All right. Back. All right. Next up, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Carolina Panthers. I think it's going to be Tampa.
The Tampa Bay Baker Mayfields.
Yeah, I had to tell you what. Like I mentioned this before. I've always been a Baker Mayfield stan. So happy that he's kind of had this like second career, this later career resurgence after.
And I want to stop you right there, and I want to say how much you love another man's success. This is a lot about you, and I appreciate that.
Hey, men don't get enough credit for how we enjoy watching other people succeed. That's why men like sports and women like reality TV, because we like to watch people accomplish things, and women like to watch other people shit on each other.
Yeah.
So
That's not just a metaphor.
yeah, that's so yeah. So but yeah, I'm so happy Baker. I thought he got treated like shit in Cleveland, and they deserve everything that shithole franchise gets from jerk-off boy. So, anyways, make a long story short, Tampa Bay, go Bucks.
Man, I forgot who they're even playing right now.
Carolina.
Yeah, they definitely Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, although Bryce Young has looked better, the offense has looked better.
Yes, they
Their
have.
defense still sucks, but
It's another thing. It's like you have to compare and contrast because they are looking better as opposed to them being literally the worst football team in the NFL.
really, I'm really just comparing Bryce Young to the way he's looked before to the way he looked right now.
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
Before, he looked like metaphorical shit,
yeah, definitely.
and now he looks like
I don't think they should move on. I mean, I think they should see what they got with him.
yeah. I would not have said that 4.5 weeks ago.
No, but I think
I
that
don't know why 4.5. I know that seems like an odd number, but 4.5 weeks ago, I would have thought different.
it sounds right.
Yeah.
We'll go with Tampa for the win. The next game, we have the LA Rams versus the New Orleans Saints. LA Rams, are they a good team? Are they not? I have no idea.
I can 100% tell you. No, I can't. I was gonna say I can 100% tell you that they're better than the Saints, but are they?
Right? Are they? I don't know.
I don't know. Do you know?
No, I don't. I mean, I think. I mean, let's think about this. Who is the Saints quarterback right now?
Derek Carr.
You're right, Derek Carr, Matthew Stafford, two guys who are probably twilight of their career, right?
They both wake up every morning praying to Jesus.
Yeah.
I think they followed Hulk Hogan's like motto
Prayers,
growing
they
up.
take vitamins, they pick up Andre the Giant, and they body slam his 500-pound self. Stafford Mania is running wild. I don't know where I'm going with any of this, but let me tell you something, dude.
I was waiting. I wanted to hear it.
Brother Derek Carr is gonna slap into a Slim Jim. I think I got some Macho Man in there. Where am I going? Where am I? I can't see. I'm blind.
Rams and Saints.
Rams and Saints. I'm just gonna go. I always say this: if the game's close, I always think who is a better quarterback and who is a better coach, and that's LA. So I'm going LA, based on nothing other than that.
What do we have for an over under?
Is 48. I don't think it's gonna be that. I don't think it's gonna be over.
48, you said?
48 and a half. That sounds way too high to me.
And I did think it was going to be close to there. All right, let's go with LA.
Yeah. I mean, it's another one of those games, like, I'm not going to watch it because it doesn't sound appealing. I mean, maybe if it was like Thursday night and it was the only game. This honestly seems like a Thursday night game. Just some, like, shit game the NFL would throw together.
I honestly think this is going to end up being a very exciting game.
Good for the people that are going to be watching it.
If you watch Red Zone, which we are now sponsored by, we're not.
Hey,
Someday we might be. It could happen. Anyways.
Bud Light, too.
And Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper.
And Deadpool and Monster.
And the New York Yankees.
And Strange Music.
And
the ocean. The ocean. Yeah. This episode is brought to you by the ocean.
All right. Go ahead.
Oh, we went off on a little tangent, and I forgot where we were before that.
I don't know. We picked the Rams, though.
All right. Yeah, Rams.
Dodge Rams. All right. The next game of the week, probably. Maybe even game of the year.
Stop right there. I know where I was saying that if you watch Red Zone, that's going to be a game you're going to see a lot of clips from. Because I think this is going to go back and forth and back and forth. Maybe not a lot of scoring, but back and forth and back and forth. They might ping pong a little bit. A little bit of teeter-totter.
A little teeter-totter.
Some weird stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways, now you can
segue.
Go on with your bad self.
Game of the maybe year. We have the surging Philadelphia Eagles versus the Baltimore Ravens. This is going to, now when we talk about like the over is 51.5, which is a lot. There's a real good possibility it could go over. I see this is going to be a high scoring game.
What's your current lean?
I think oh man, it's tough. Okay, because I was gonna say Saquon's unstoppable right now, but Derrick Henry is too.
Saquon might be one of my like favorite bets right now to do like for like an MVP pick.
Yeah, it's crazy because I think Derrick and Saquon are the number 1 and number 2 rushing leaders in the league right now, and then Jalen Hurts, who I mean, you could make an argument is like a lighter skin version of Lamar Jackson, just not quite as fast. Man, this is going to be a good game. It's going to be a high scoring game.
I mean, it's a good week. Remember last weekend when I was like, this is not a fun weekend of football? And I was correct. It sucked, but this week is going to be a lot different.
Dang, it's in Baltimore. Shoot, dude.
The Eagles.
You think the Eagles?
The Eagles win.
I kind of feel like they're churning right now.
Yeah, I really don't care where it's being played at. I think the Eagles are the better team right now.
I mean, I don't think they play each other this year, but
No, they do. That's why we're talking about it.
No, I was getting towards the Lions. I will say this as a Packers fan, I do not want to end up being the last seed in the playoffs because I have no desire to go to the wild card round and play in Philadelphia right away. So the way they're playing,
you don't want your team to go to the wild card round.
I want them to at least be the 6th, so then where they're not playing the Eagles right off the bat.
Oh, got you. Okay.
So yeah, I'm with you. I think it's gonna be.
I would personally love if my team made it to the wild card round.
I think they will. I'm sorry. All right, Sunday Night Football. Never mind. It's not. No, it is. Yeah, it is Sunday Night Football. Sorry.
I would love to see an announcer do that. Sunday Night Football. No, it isn't.
Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo.
Have you ever seen that TikTok girl, that like Asian lady? She's like, "Do you wanna go to the casino? Blah blah blah. Go play Buffalo." You know what I'm talking about? Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why I even brought that up, but yeah, Buffalo wins this game.
Yeah, I mean, are Buffalo the best team in the AFC?
No.
Who's better? I mean, they did get blown out by Baltimore, so I mean.
Somebody told me that we say too many wild hot takes, but I'm going to throw one out there. I think the Steelers are the best team in the AFC. Did you just fart and then ask a question, sir?
I farted out my mouth because of that ass statement you made.
I'm throwing it out there.
Didn't they just get like clobbered like last week?
I don't remember that.
The Steelers? No.
What happened, man?
Sir, I will say no.
Didn't they win last week?
Yeah, they did. I think they won last week. Yeah.
But you just said clobbered last week.
2 weeks ago. I don't know. Recently, I know they lost.
Are you high?
Yeah, they lost to the Ravens. No, they didn't. No, they beat the Ravens. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know.
They're on a winning streak.
I lost my eyesight. No, I think Buffalo. I don't know. I think Buffalo's the best team in the AFC. The AFC is pretty stacked. I mean, realistically, going into this year, like I thought the NFC was going to kind of be a cakewalk.
I think that Josh Allen falls apart in the playoffs.
I don't think so. How could you say that? Like,
which is the Josh Allen thing.
The games
because he
Chiefs though, like he
does it all the time.
He's leading them to like tie the game, like or they'll take the lead. Like
yeah, he'll get them there, and then he'll do some silly shit and drop the ball. Literally drop the ball.
No, I don't.
The ball will literally fall out of his hands. The other team will pick it up, and they will lose because of some silly shit like that.
I do not agree with your assessment that Josh Allen is the reason that they have not beaten.
That's the shit that Josh Allen does.
No.
He
Disagree.
quotes hip hop lyrics and
Here they win the
tries too hard.
MVP, and they Buffalo Bills are going to the Super Bowl this year.
Whew. All right, hot take.
Hot take, Buffalo. Buffalo's going to represent the AFC. You know who's not going to represent the AFC? The two teams playing Monday Night Football. We got the Cleveland Browns. You like that segue? The Cleveland Browns versus the surging Denver Broncos. Who you got?
It's at Denver.
It is at Denver.
I guess Denver.
Denver.
Denver. I hate to say it. I don't like them.
Yeah, I know you don't. I think
It's like I was neighbors with them. Like they'd be the neighbor. Like I'd look out my house and I'd be like, there might be a finger up there, but there might not be. But there isn't right now because a family show. Okay,
family show.
we don't do that. We don't cuss. We don't swear, and we don't say bad stuff.
Especially about those who are challenged.
And you can quote me on that. There hasn't been one joke like that, one distasteful joke out my mouth.
No, you've been a very good boy. Okay, here, let me ask you a question. Okay, so as a Packers fan, my least favorite team is the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay.
As a Raiders fan, who do you dislike more? Is it the Chiefs? I mean, it's not the Chargers. Who cares about the Chargers, right? They don't even
It's
have.
the Chiefs.
Okay, it's the Chiefs. Is it all the Chiefs, or is it just because they're good now?
No, okay, hold on. This is a tough one, actually, okay? So it's the Chiefs. I have a childhood memory to go along with this.
Okay.
It was the year after the Raiders went to the Super Bowl. I believe the quarterback at the time was Marquez Tuiasosopo.
Okay.
And it was right around Christmas sometime, around there. The Raiders almost came back and beat the Chiefs. It was like a last-second play where they lost. And my mom, who's a Chiefs fan, was sitting behind me on the couch, happy as shit. And me, a child, my night was just ruined, and she could not have been happier. So now, every Sunday and every chance I get, I root for the opposing team of the Chiefs with everything I have. Does that answer your question, sir?
That does. I'm sorry for your childhood trauma that you endured.
Second would be the Chargers, because we've went to Chargers games where our tires were slashed because we were Raider fans.
No shit, really.
Yeah.
I didn't think
That and another random memory. There was a time when a Chargers fan bumped into a friend of mine in the bathroom and started to try and fight with him. And because of that, I'm like, fuck all Charger fans.
Was this San Diego or LA?
It was in Nebraska.
What?
Yeah.
So hold on. So these aren't real Charger. These aren't like California Charger fans.
I don't know if there are real Charger fans.
Because I went.
How many real Charger fans do you know?
Okay, none personally.
I mean, I know a couple, but even then, I'm like, do you really care, or you just like football and you had to pick a local team?
Yeah, I don't. So I went to a Packers Chargers game, right? And there were and this was in Green Bay, and so these Chargers fans came to the game. They were from California, and I sat next with them, and they were cool. They were super chill. So I don't know, but I'm sorry that Nebraska Chargers fans slashed your tires. And
No. Oh, the charging of or slashing of the tires, that was in San Diego. San Diego.
it just wasn't the homeless in San Diego that slashed.
Nope. We were in the stadium because we were at a game. When we came back out, slash tire.
Wow, that is
And then like I was changing my tire, doing all that thing, putting the dummy tire on there, so we go somewhere else to get a new tire. And Chargers fans were like driving by slowly, being like, and they were like throwing cups of water at me. And it was cold that day, the cold, rainy day in San Diego. Not a lot of those, but it was that day. It was 37 degrees. It was a record low. And when that happened, a bad day.
just because it was the Raiders, or it was like if it was like the Jaguars, like they wouldn't give a shit. But it was just the fact you were a Raiders fan.
I think that my tires got slashed because it was Raiders.
Okay. All right. So to round this up, this week we're gonna make those bank accounts great again, and we're gonna send you home. We're gonna win you more money than we already did when you listened to our parlay for Thursday and Friday's games. We're gonna win you some goddamn money. So let's get going. So we have the LA Chargers over the Atlanta Falcons, the Indianapolis Colts over the New England Patriots, the Houston Texans versus the dog shit Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Texans are going to win.
Yes, sir.
Seahawks over the Jets. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers over the Cincinnati Bengals. We got
Possible Super Bowl champion.
We got the Washington Commanders over the Tennessee Titans. We have the Minnesota Vikings over the Arizona Cardinals. We have the Tampa Bay Baker Mayfields over the Carolina Panthers. We got the LA, are they good, are they not, Rams over the New Orleans Saints. And we have the Philadelphia Eagles over the Baltimore Ravens. And we have the Buffalo Bills over the San Francisco 49ers. And then to end it up, we have the Denver Broncos over the Cleveland Browns. $10 will win you
Cleveland Steamers.
$7,656.94. I mean, just take at this point, just already spend the money because it's yours. If you listen to us,
Yeah.
it's yours. It's yours. So
Yeah. Go out on a shopping spree. Go overdraft in your bank account. It's okay because the next day the money's going to be in there.
It's good. It's coming in. Just coming in a couple of days.
Yeah. Write yourself a future check for it. I don't know how checking works.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I personally have a checking account. I think I do, but I've never written a check. But write yourself a future check.
Start now.
You know what? Put $20 on this parlay. Give me 30, and you put 20.
There you go. Yeah. I mean, what more do you want? Yeah. So, anyways, I mean, this is easy money. I mean, whatever.
Remember that scene from, I believe it was Fred Claus, where he's talking to his brother and he's trying to get money from him. Or he owes him money or something. He's like, you just give me a 50 and then I'll give you 100, and then boom, boom, we both get money. That's what I was thinking about that made me chuckle.
There you go. Just win.
But yeah, let's all get some money. Is all I'm saying. But if it's close in the end, and you're in doubt, cash out.
Cash out. Hey, you know what? That's a good segue to end the episode.
Yeah. Peace.
Alrighty.